and trying to generate language they want to know, trying to give them the need to know. This is one type of brainstorming. Brainstorming about what I know is a classic ELT activity before we use a text. And this is a very nice chart which you may have seen in different guises or disguises. I also like to see it in little clouds. I very often make clouds on the board if I don't have a data projector. And I make a cloud with what I know, a cloud with what I want to know, or sometimes I've used it as a table. You know, this translates very nicely into a kind of column thing. The nice thing about this model of what I know already about the subject, which is the typical pre-reading activity, and leads to brainstorming, generating ideas, is followed by what I want to know, which is the motivation to read. If the learner doesn't want to know anything about the text, well then really we haven't managed to motivate them to read. And even if we get them into the reading, there's not much they're going to remember from the reading, unfortunately. The other thing that I like about it is that it has a very simple way, inbuilt way, of checking what they have learned. And different people learn different things from a text. Some people take different things that are of value to them. Yeah? We don't perceive of the world, all of us, in exactly the same way. So this takes us away from a model of reading comprehension exercise, which is the classic true and false and so on. So generally, even from the point of view of materials design, this is easier on the teacher because the students formulate their own questions and look for their own answers. You don't have to write questions. The students have their own questions about the text. Okay? So they're going to look for information that they want to find out. And I like the last one as well because it encourages a reflection. How I have learned this. And again, I think that that is something that is missing from many reading lessons. And I don't mean in the narrow sense that I have seen many teachers say the multiple choice, so which question was it, A, B, C, or D? And they say D. So where was that? Okay, fine. But very often that does not include discussions of how did you understand that the information was located there? What kind of reading strategy did you use? How did you read the text? What other words in the environment helped you? Which I think this kind of question generates very nicely in a very simple way. So it encourages a kind of metacognitive awareness that makes the learners and reflect on how they are dealing with text, and it's a very good opportunity for the teacher to do some very much needed learner training. Okay, so I think my next activity is going to be, and if it isn't, it doesn't matter, it will be the very next slide, is going to be a pair work activity, and I'm going to use technology to do an activity which is usually done on paper. And I'd like to ask you to divide yourselves into pairs A and B. A and B. Are you next to an A? If you're a B or an A without an A or a B, find someone very quickly. Okay. All those who are B, please put your head down on your desk and don't look up until we tell you to do so. No, A, B. So all those of you who are B, put your head down and do not look at the board. Do not look at the data projector. A's, I'm going to show you a picture which I want you to look at for a very brief time and try to keep mental notes, but also if you would like to keep a quick note on your notepad, do that as well. Do not allow B's to look at the board. Keep an eye out. There we are. Okay? All right. Now it's your turn to put your heads down. Quickly put your heads down, A's. Quickly put your heads down. And B's, put your heads up. Okay? Can you look at the picture, please, and make some mental notes or written notes if you like. Are you ready? Why are you looking? Oh, you're pairing with the gentleman. All right, okay. Now, A's and B's, look up and talk to each other. I want you to describe your picture to each other and decide how many differences or similarities exist in the pictures. Huh? Do you like your pictures?
The sun was in the hole, in his pants. Dad on two, balding brown with glasses. It was 5 to 9. There was a coffee cup bottom right hand corner. Boy had 47 institution, or 4 if you go down, could be 47 best. The girl was quite unattractive, and I'm not sure if it was a girl or a boy with long hair. So I'm not convinced if it was a girl or a boy, it was particularly over the child. Could you see stars? I think you can see stars. I think you can see stars.
Hello. Back here. You can talk about the picture again in a minute or so. But what I want to tell you is about the pictures is that they represent, one of them, not both of them, represent the first part of the story, which was a kind of a mystery. A mystery. I'm not going to say anything more. Okay? Mystery. And I want you to decide of the two pictures that you are describing to each other, which one do you think is the beginning of the story? And what kind of mystery is it? Again, you can tell you have an idea. Maybe other people have different ideas.
How do you get that?
So, do you think that maybe
Your dad was calm. So I would say mine is
Alright, we have an idea that some people have been overhearing, some of the things they've been saying. And the general drift is that which picture is probably going to be the beginning of the story?
B.
B. What is B? What is B about?
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to show you the picture.
Not B.
A.
The one where it's nice.
The one where it's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I've heard today as well. Why do you think it's the one where it's nice?
Because the dad looks shocked.
The dad looks shocked, and in the other picture, the mother is not bothered. Do you think this is a good reason for that not being a true beginning of the story? Yeah? She's not, nothing. Okay. Would you like to know which picture is the right one?
We beg you.
Oh no, I'm not going to let you. Oh. Okay, here is the beginning of the story, and I want you to tell me which picture in fact it is. Yeah? Your prediction is confirmed? So which picture was it? A. Alright. If we go back very quickly, this is picture B. Is this correct? Would it be right? There's some eyes there.
No, because the girlfriend, that's definitely not the girlfriend, that would be old.
Okay. And what else is not happening? Their reactions are indifferent, and the tap.
The days as well.
Okay, cool. And the previous one, does that look like a better idea of what happened? Yeah? All right. Now, I'm not going to now go into the next part of this. I just wanted to demonstrate a point with you. This is a story about a mystery which was written by Arthur Clarke. And there are many people who are fans of Arthur Clarke, and I am one of them, but there are other people that, you mention the name Arthur Clarke, and they break into hives. They think, what kind of author is that? I don't like that kind of text. But, so, it's not like all your students would choose this type of text to read. And so the idea is to motivate them through a kind of activity that engages them, arouses their curiosity, stimulates them, where they invest something of themselves in the first stage. Either it's a guess, or it's a number of words, or some kind of little story they made up, so that we, in a kind of way, not in an unkind way, we exploit human nature.
Tease them.
Huh?
Tease.
Yeah, to tease. That people want to find out whether they've been right, and they're curious to see if when they've been guessing something. And so I think it's also a kind of more playful type of learning, isn't it? Not serious and kind of grim type of learning. So I want to go back to the kind of two-page spread that you see in typical coursebooks like Headway, which we can all afford to hate because John and Liz Shores are millionaires and they have bought their own corner of the world, so I don't care. And you can see how this type of coursebook material doesn't have that kind of element of building up curiosity, arousing interest. It begins with a wildly exciting activity that says, match the topics to the words in column A and column B. I am really excited and stimulated by this. And I think my students would be. Then it says, read the text and answer the questions.
I think you'll find that this is like
revamped version of the same book.